Greetings, fellow space nerds, humans of Earth and beyond. I'm Cornelius, back again with more Starfield shipbuilding. Today, I've got build number 160, the GGP guided missile frigate, Seventh Trumpet. Her primary armament consists of 40 VLS slots, capable of hosting a slew of various torpedoes and missiles, from hundreds of ESSM swarm missiles all the way up to 40 nuclear-tipped Hydra 6 MIRV torpedoes, giving this bird a wide mission set. She is also armed with 14 direct-fire Hunter Mag missile launchers, 4 heavy laser turrets, and a close-in laser PDC array. The 7th Trumpet is propelled by the largest rotary detonation drive Grizzly Gears has ever put into production, giving her a thrust-to-weight ratio much closer to a heavy sloop. 5 shield generators, heavy ablative armor plate, and an advanced tracking radar system round out her feature set. Well, friends, here we are yet again, checking out arguably my favorite larger build that I've done in quite some time. Definitely going for the classic space rifle design with some other influences here and there. I definitely love this one, and I hope all of you will too. Let's check her out. This profile of spaceship, I don't think is going anywhere. The whole space rifle design, which I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure the Sulaco of Aliens fame was one of the first examples of the classic space rifle build language. Speaking of the Sulaco, that is one of my best build guides to date. Did that quite a while ago. I'm thinking about maybe trying out another one, but let me know in the comments. This engine array, which is of course made possible by Cross Heavy Industries, came out super great. Better than I was expecting. I really like that feature, and I think it appropriately fills out the stern of this bird. There's our main targeting and tracking radar array there on her belly, and of course these Matilija missile launchers on the dorsal and ventral midships. These are not super easy to integrate into a lot of builds. That makes sense, at least for me. But filling it out on this build was a very fun challenge. I wanted to try and get sort of a knife-like bow here without it looking too fragile, and at least for my tastes, I think I achieved that. Also running these Matilija laser turrets, very, very awesome weapons. And of course up there on our little stubby wings, we've got my favorite vanilla missile launchers, the Hunter Mags. Here's our radar array. And now, let's check out into the belly of this beast, our interior. We enter into a pretty standard at this point Owltech 1x1 Docker hab, where I have put half of our complement of GGP Marines suits. Heading to the stern, we have our lift, where I use the front half for the other half of our complement of GGP Marines, primarily for defensive purposes, since this bird is not launching planetary assaults, so to speak. Moving forward into a Stroud Premium 2-to-1 wedge hab that are quite useful. Now, I've built this one out as a medical bay slash armory, and here is said medical bay. On the smaller side, but well equipped. Heading back out, this is where the docker is located. And here's our armory. Well, half of it at least. Not too crazy, but definitely has enough tools to repel most attackers, hopefully. And then across from here, we have our weapon and ammo storage area. Just trying to make the most use of the space. We'll now head forward to our crew quarters. These are a few of the awesome, newly refreshed Falkland Systems habs. This is the 2x1 crew quarters hab. Yalmir, the mod author, has added a whole bunch of light switches and TV switches. There's definitely a renovated aesthetic in here as well, and quite a few things have been added to this mod also, which eventually I'll get to showcasing. And continuing forward into a Tiger Shipyards 2-to-1 wedge hab. Here's one of our first interior windows, showing one of our shield generators. Now, I've built this space out as more crew quarters, so we've got 4 more berths in here, as well as a view of another shield generator. And continuing forward, we have our laundry space. And finally, a Stroud Premium bathroom hab. Now we'll head into the galley. This is Falkland Systems 2x1 living space, which has also been very nicely refreshed. There's really not a whole lot of room to add stuff to these Falkland habs because they're already just so damn good. And in the back of this hab, we have our crew lounge. Nice chill space. I added just a few things in here. Filled out these empty cabinets, make it feel a bit more lived in. And heading here into our Matilja 3-deck elevator. We'll check out what else we got here. Now the back space of this first floor elevator, I used a bunch of the Matilda workbenches, which kind of just look like you know, part replicators or 3D manufacturers, whatever your imagination wants. Up to deck number 2. I use this primarily as a storage deck. You got some secondary servers back here, and then on either side, as you can see, I added a good amount of storage space. And moving forward, this is a TIG spine hab, where we can view 2 more of our shield generators. We now enter into another Stroud Premium 2-to-1 wedge hab, which I've turned this area up here into an officer's quarters. So we've got 2 more berths up here. And out here we've got a bit of a secondary station there, and another restroom. Now continuing forward, here's our command bay. This is a Stroud Premium 2x2 command bay, which has been well featured. Of course, I've added a little bit here and there just to make it look a little different, but in general, already a very well decorated hab. And continuing forward, we enter to a Stroud Premium 1x1 control room that I added a little bit to. And to our starboard side, we have a Graphs Habs. This is the, I think it's called the battle stations or the control station, something from Graphs Habs. I figure this ship is going to need a whole lot of extra targeting ability and you know, sensor features for all of its missiles. So that's kind of why I built out a pretty heavy control room area on this one. And now we get to deck number 3 with a stern view of our 5th shield generator. Made this a bit of a sensor control area or monitoring station type of thing. Unfortunately, in some lights there's a big glare back there on that window, which I think, yeah, that kind of made it worse. But when we're in space, the glare goes away, so it might just be a landed thing. But here we do have another Matilda shield generator, one behind it as well, and there is our reactor also. Heading forward, we've got another small storage area over here, and another full restroom for these upper decks. We now enter our 2x1 mainframe hab. This is a 2x1 computer core from Stroud Premium that I added some stuff and things to. Now we'll head up first flight of stairs, steps. This is a Matilda empty 1x1 that I turned into the primary server hab. So this is where I imagine all of the ship's computing power would be centralized and monitored. Here's our captain's quarters. And I used the back half of the Matilija hab here to build out private captain's armory and gear room. It came out pretty solid. And now we'll enter into the official part of the captain's quarters. This is the Stroud Premium 1x1 captain's quarters, but I've definitely featured before. But another excellent Stroud Premium hab. And now we'll head up to the bridge. And here's the Stroud Premium Kontiki hab that I added a moderate amount of extra screens and tech bits to, of course. Pretty common feature you see in a lot of my builds, adding that kind of screen wall there. Of course, we've got 2 cockpit shotties, and that is the interior tour of the 7th Trumpet. Took me a whole lot of time, but I'm rather happy with the outcome. Let's build it. And per usual, here is our mod list and load order. If the mod is checked green, it is currently active in my load order. And if there's a thumbs up next to it, it is suggested for the build. And also keep in mind, I take this clip of my current mod list and load order right before I make these build guides. So if you ever have any questions about load order, this is the exact load order that I ran to build this particular ship, and that's current for every build guide I do. Here's the needed parts for this build. Now, if you have updated the Falkland Systems mod, then in the vanilla Outpost shipbuilder, all of the Falkland parts are now available there. So if you're using a vanilla Outpost shipbuilder, you should be able to do this entire build at that Outpost pad. If you have yet to update the Falkland mod, you will have to go over to New Atlantis and grab these habs if you wanted to use them. And here's the weapons list. Of course, you don't need to run any of the decorative stuff if you don't want to. That's just me trying to add some of my own touches. Step 1. Our walkable spaces. This is the bridge, the bay, the docker, and of course, our habs. Step 2. We'll start this build from amidships. So we'll just start in the middle and build our way out. Here we've got some structural pieces and some armor plating. We'll get this set up and then we will build from there. you could definitely replace a lot of these one by one Matilda armor pieces and Trinity pieces with more habs, of course, if that's what you were going for. I already feel like I used a good amount of habs, but if you want more interior space, there's absolutely a good amount more room if you chose. Step 3. We've got a little bit more amidships structure pieces, as well as our stubby missile arms. I've left one side intact because this is 100% mirrored, so we'll leave that there for reference, and we will go ahead and assemble this half. So all you need to do is just mirror what we're about to build here and attach it over on the starboard side. Now here we're going to set up the merges here for our Hunter Mag missile launchers. Now, of course, if you wanted to just use the 6 vanilla launchers, you could totally do that, and you would definitely leave yourself a few parts out and a few less steps. You could just put one centered on the top and the bottom of this TIG square, and then one, of course, on the outward facing side. The rest of the decorative missile launchers is just the look that I was going for. I think everything merged like that just makes them look like one large launcher, which is what I was shooting for. Step 4. We will move our way forward with the bow of the ship. I've left one side intact again because this is almost 100%, mirroring, with the exception that I just used a different colored Matilda shield generator for that interior window. This is also going to be where we install our primary armament, those Matilda VLS missile cells, which basically this entire ship is built around. Now, I'm not sure if you'll get the same mileage that I got here, but these missile launchers definitely have some weird, like temporarily missing attachment points. Like they won't attach to each other, so you have to attach them to something else and then get them placed in where you want them. Not a huge deal, just a minor inconvenience, really, but just something to keep in mind. I wish these decorative small lasers could be active, of course, but with the only 3 weapon slots, it's kind of limiting. But in my head canon, these 4 little tiny laser turrets are our laser PDCs. So I'm kind of headcanoning them as just a laser version or a energy-based version of a typical traditional sci-fi PDC. You know, the expanse flavor. Sometimes words are hard. Step 5. This will finish out the bow of the ship. So we will just work our way forward. We'll just assemble the rest of these Deimos caps, and then we're going to build out the bow and just set it aside for a second here. Now, I set this up primarily just as a way to add some hull stats. You, of course, can do whatever you want because it's your game. But the reason that I built this bow out this way with all of these Matilda armor plates is just to add more hull value. Now, as you can see, there is supposed to be a little bit of merging there with the Antares squares. So they're not attached to each other, they're attached to those Gillibrand spacers to make this look at least proper in my eyes. This here is 4 Matilda armor plates connected to each other and then connected to another 4. Now you'll see when I zoom in here, it's not a perfect fitment. There's a little bit of a skew to one side. It doesn't bother me because it's pretty well hidden in the final build. So that's why I went with 4. Now you could do something totally different here if you like, but those 8 armor plates do add a good amount of hull stats to the overall ship. Alright, step 6. This is starting out on the ventral side of this bird. This is building out the main targeting suite, a bunch of sensors. I used these tiny TIG cubes, as well as a bunch of decorative shields and a decorative grav drive to get this look, which I think came out pretty good. Step 7. We'll now work our way to the stern. I did leave the port side intact here because it is a direct mirror. So we will establish. We will build out this middle section, and then we will build out the starboard side, and you can simply mirror the port side. Now this right here, I don't know why I originally used just 2 of the 1x1s when 1 of the 2x1s would work, so we'll just make that quick edit there. And here's our reactor. This is building out that window from the interior of the top floor of our elevator. These are some of the new parts included with the latest ASC Deimos update. I really love what the Wiz did with these angled cargo receptacles, you can call them. This was a later addition to the build. When that update came out, I was just putting the finishing touches on this ship, and I thought it would make a really cool looking addition to the overall silhouette. Step 8, our rotary detonation drives. This is one of my favorite features of the build, for sure. And many weeks ago, when I actually started this build, is the kind of the main design language. I wanted to really kind of see the limits of the CHI mod. And this is the largest rotary type design engine that I could do at the time, and I think it really came out quite fantastic. Just grab this specific engine from the CHI parts list, and then we're going to duplicate it in place and rotate it one position. We're going to keep doing that until it forms a circle, or our rotary detonation drive. Now, of course, the more attachment points you add in a build, the greater the possibility that the game will slow down for you. This actually didn't slow the game down nearly as much as I thought it might. Now, you'll see when I try to move all of these together, it gets a little hitchy, but it really isn't that bad, and I think the final look is well worth the small bit of lag that this design induces. Step 9. We are going to finish our ventral section. Step 10. We're going to add a bit more structural pieces down here on the port starboard and ventral sides. These are, you can kind of headcanon them as thrust vectorers or just maybe some heat shields for our main drive unit. And finally, step 11. This is our dorsal superstructure, as well as our final mutilage laser turret, and the armor up here around the bridge. You have now completed the GGP guided missile frigate, Seventh Trumpet. I hope this was an easy to follow guide, and I hope this bird serves your fleet well. Let's take her for a quick combat tour. If you made it this far, hell yeah. Thank you so much. I've got just a few more ships to do build guides for and posts until I can jump into another universe and clear my game and start fresh, which I am very much looking forward to. There's a lot of shipbuilding mods that are about to be updated or have been updated, Falkland Systems being one of them. And I am very much looking forward to getting rid of all of the save bloat that I'm currently dealing with, and building a whole bunch of new designs. I've got at least 3 more ships currently in the hangar that I can't bear to lose in a reset. So I'm gonna try my best to get build guides and posts done for them before the new year. I do have some time off coming for the holidays, so we'll see how much I can get done, but that is what I'm going for. I hope this bird was at least interesting to all of you. It definitely took me a good amount of time, but it is, like I said earlier, one of my favorite larger builds. I appreciate all of you. Likes, subs, views, it all helps. I hope you stick around for more. I'm Cornelius. You can find me in the Star Yard